I'm sitting here in a cemetery with Camille, and I was talking about, I don't know if I've ever explained it completely before, but I got really pissed off that they were able to plead ignorance about pot at this point, after all this time. So to get legislation that they favored, which was no legalization for medical marijuana, which to Corey's credit he had been for, because of spasms for the epileptic and all that like that, pot will alleviate. So that was to his credit, and then the legislature pleaded ignorance, and they need to do more study, and it's come out that you can't hardly do any study. Nobody's ever died from pot, 5,000 years and it's classified. Anyway, it's forest for the trees kind of thing too, that they make such a big deal out of it. It's illegal hedonism is what it is. And now there's only 2 crops of pot grown, I've read, a year, whereas it used to be a peasant's competitive crop for the peasants in Mexico. Peasants everywhere, they could grow this crop and become financially independent. Coke factories were the answer to that. Now it's marijuana, a little bit Mexico, but mostly it's heroin, because you want to get an addictive substance going to start your economic security, like tobacco and cotton were for the United States. So when I went to the Democrats, I wrote some speeches about this and that and the next thing, probably economics, and the Insurodollar, which the Transcendia Insurodollar overcomes the flaw of communism and the ruble and all like that. Creates inheritance for all these people, everybody, black, white, all working people, end up with an inheritance to give away. And they get one other payout, and it's all like an individual's whole life policy. You just buy everybody a whole life policy when they're born and share the equity. That's an Insurodollar, and that's my model of an alternative currency, which should put me in the economic models of history. Right up there with John Commons, my man, who said he loved capitalism, but the greed of unregulated greed ensured that it would have to be forced into socialism. Okay, inverted totalitarianism is what Chris Hedges says we got now. There's always some trick in your era, a new way of pathologies. Here we are at the end, so they're figuring they're going to kill off as many people as possible the best way and move to New Zealand. Front businesses. I punch in fronts and I get NQTEL, which is a front. Using our money, and I think American Airlines may as well be a front. In my world, everybody's going to be a jet setter. All Transcendians are going to be jet setters. Like the other jet setters. Equality. You got to be a jet setter and a pilot. That's equality.